For the royal diadem and crown him Lord of all. For the royal diadem and crown him Lord of all. Seed of Israel, chosen response to his call. To him all majesties crown him Lord of all. To him all majesty and crown him Lord of all. Let every tongue, every tribe responsive to his call. To him all majesty ascribe and crown him Lord of all. Him all majesty ascribe and crown him Lord of all. Yeah. As the deer painted. Okay. Come on, man. Bring your feet up. As the deer panteth of so longeth you alone are mine, outside to worship thee. You alone are my strength, my shield. To you alone may my spirit yield. You alone are my heart's desire, and I long to worship thee. You, my friend, and you, my brother, yeah. Oh, you are indeed. I love you more than any other, so much more than anything. You are my strength, my shield. You alone make my spirit yield. You alone are my heart's desire, and I long to worship thee. I want you more than gold, the silver, only you can satisfy. You alone are the real joy giver and the apple of my eye. You alone are my strength, my shield. To you alone may my spirit yield. You alone are my heart's desire, and I long to worship thee. Amen, amen. What a beautiful, beautiful singing. So thank you. All right. Bible. So I'll take a, yeah. All right. I meditate upon a few words. Um, you know, our God is an awesome God. Our God, the way He, he uses, He can use donkeys, He can use even stones, He can. You remembered when people are complaining against His disciples, and Jesus said that, look, if the people don't, you know, um, if they don't shout, the stones I can make stones shout. Amen. He can use even stones. He used the donkeys to speak. He used a donkey to ride, right? And he can use anything. He can use birds. Remember birds? And Noah's time, he used a dove, and they went out and came back with the green leaves, olive. Um, so he can use anything. God even can use ravens. Have you? When is the last time? Generally in India, we don't, we don't like ravens. If they come to our house or making a noise, we feel that is a bad thing, and we feel that there are some signs. So even, but God used ravens to bring a very delicious and a fresh food uh, to His children. Amen. Remember, so God can use anyone He wants. So I want to, while God uses animals, God can use human beings, right? God can use human beings of different ages. God used, look at Exodus 7th chapter, 7th chapter, first verse, Exodus 7th chapter, um, first verse. So he said, and the Lord said unto Moses, see, I have made thee a god to Pharaoh, small god, by the way, and Aaron, thy brother, shall be thy prophet. So he assigned Moses as a god unto Pharaoh, uh, like Moses is like a prophet unto God, but God assigned Moses as a god unto Pharaoh and his brother Aaron as his prophet. So Moses' prophet is Aaron. That means prophet means whatever God says, the prophet speak. Here whatever Moses say, Aaron speaks. Aaron doesn't add up. Aaron doesn't subtract what Moses says. Moses is like a god unto Pharaoh. So, and guess what? At what age God is using? God is using Moses at 85, 80 years old. And he did a pretty good job. He delivered all the Israelites and brought them before the promised land. And they brought his children to the promised land, but he couldn't able to enter into promised land, but that's different thing. Now let's look into uh, Joshua 14th chapter. Joshua 14th chapter, and it says 14th chapter, I believe is 10th verse. Let's see, Joshua 14th chapter, 10th verse. And now behold, the Lord hath kept me alive, as he said, this 40 and 5 years, even since the Lord spake this word unto Moses, while the children of Israel wandered in the wilderness. And now, lo, I am this day 40 score and 5 years old. 40 score means 80 plus 5, 85 years old. Remember when Moses sent Caleb to spy on the promised land, they went, and they obeyed. There are only two people returned, and the rest of the people gave a bad information, information of timidness and um, disappointment, news of disappointment. Only two, Caleb and Joshua, brought the good news, news to encourage Israelites. And that time he was 40 years, and then has been now is this 45 years in this journey uh, crossed, and now they entered into the promised land, and now he is 85 years old, and he wanted to um, conquer the mount, and he wanted to conquer the mount. I want that mount. He said that now, therefore, 12 verse, give me this mountain where the Lord spake in the day. For thou heardest in the day how the Anakims were there, and that the cities were great and fenced. If so, be the Lord will be with me, then I shall be to drive them out, as the Lord said. Imagine the mountain generally, when the people live in mountain, very difficult to conquer it because they can see the people. That's how the Mount, um, the Petra, these are all mountain areas. It's and the Jacob's brother Esau, that is his land, and he got so prideful. He is so prideful because he felt in his heart that, oh, no one can conquer me, no one can defeat me because I am on the high mountains. The advantage of high mountains is they can throw the big stones, and they use the arrows to kill the enemies, so the enemies cannot conquer when the people are in high mountains. And that mountain has the Anakims, and that city were great and fenced. Not only the city on the mount is a very difficult to defeat because it's a high and people can see the enemy, and easily enemy can be defeated. And not only that, that city has the fences, so there's a double protection. So it's a very difficult for an enemy to conquer. Guess what? This 85 years old man saying, give me that mountain, I will go ahead and finish the job. That's what he is saying. So God used Moses at 85 years old. God used Caleb at 85 years old. And God used Samuel at a very, very early age, like a very small boy. As a very, very small boy. Or right after he finished taking a milk from her mother, from his mother, she went straight away, took him and dropped at the temple. And he started ministering, and God started talking to him at that very, very early age. And Jeremiah, the prophet, he says that even Isaiah also is a very weak. So Jeremiah is a very young man. He said that, no, I'm a very like a teenage boy. I'm very, very young man. I cannot. And, but God said that, don't say that you are a young man. I am with you. So God has used old people. God used very small people, very young people, and God used like a teenage people, a people of teenagers or a college age, and God used a middle-aged people also. You know, Gideon is a very young man and is a very timid person, and God used a Gideon, and he has only 300 people. That's it, and God used Gideon, a very timid person, to conquer his enemies. God used Aaron. God used Moses. Moses he has a stuttering mouth. How are you? Where can I go? I can't. So he's also a complainer. Oh, I can't go there to go and deliver the people. They may stone me if I say that. But God used a person who is reluctant to finish God's purpose. God used a person with a stubbornness. God used a person of old age, and God used very young men, God used a boy, God can use even you and me. Only thing is, God, when He used, people are obeyed and committed. When they committed and they obeyed and they finished the job. When God uses us, no matter, in the church, in whatever the role God has given us, whatever the gift has given us, we need to commit to it and we need to finish our job here on this planet. We need to do that. And also, when God given us a job in a workplace, we need to commit and finish our job. And we need to, the people of commitment, look at that. Peter's very committed. He comes 3 o'clock, he comes even 2:30 and very early before 3. So, and that is what we need to do. We need to be a people of commitment. We need to finish God's assigned tasks for us. With When He gives us a task, He always be with us. He will never leave us. He said that, Aaron, what is there in your hand? It's a stick. He turned stick to serpent, and he turned the serpent to stick. So that means He is in control. That means He is with us. When He is with us, who is against to us? Amen. May God bless His word. And are we be the instruments and the vessels in the hand of God? As are we committing the task that He has set for us in the church or in a workplace or at a home? When He has, we need to commit and be responsible and finish. And guess what? God rewards. As God rewarded Moses, as God rewarded Caleb and his family and descendants, and God rewarded Samuel and his descendants, and God also rewarded Gideon and his descendants, so that God, the same God, can also reward us and our descendants when we are faithful to Him. May God bless His word.